Good day, students. Welcome to today's lesson. My name is Mr. Esusa Edemakiota, your Agric Science teacher. In today's lesson, we'll be learning the definition of storage, the aims of storage in agricultural production. Also, we'll be learning the factors that affect storage in agriculture, as well as methods used in storing agricultural produce. Finally, we'll be discussing about the problems associated with storage. In one of our previous classes, we discussed preservation, and we defined preservation as the act of preventing spoilage in agricultural production. Today, we'll be talking about storage. Storage can be defined as the activities utilized in maintaining the original fresh state of agricultural produce. When we compare this definition with that of preservation, it becomes clear that both storage and preservation are very closely related operations in agricultural production. In fact, most of the time, both storage and preservation occur concurrently. This means that as storage is being carried out, preservation is also being done. Similarly, processing is another activity that is closely related to storage in agricultural production. Most produce, such as fruits, oil palm, tomatoes, have to be processed before they are stored. Now, I want to talk about the importance of storage. Storage is important for various reasons. Firstly, storage is important because it ensures that agricultural produce are available all year round. Secondly, we engage in storage in order to reduce the amount of food spoilage caused by pest and disease attacks. Thirdly, we ensure that seeds are available for subsequent planting seasons when we engage in storage activities. Fourthly, we engage in storage in agriculture in order to preserve goods from loss of quality. And lastly, we can engage in storage activities in order to ensure that there is an adequate supply of materials to agro-based industry, which are industries that use raw materials of agricultural sources. Now I want to talk about the factors that affect the storage of agricultural products. The first is quantity of produce. In most large-scale production, agricultural produce are available in large amounts, whether they are crops or animals. Therefore, storage has to be carried out to preserve this produce from getting bad. The moisture content of the produce is another factor that affects the methodology used in storage. When produce have high moisture content, they tend to spoil quicker. Therefore, storage activities keep produce in a dry state so that they can last longer. The relative humidity of the environment is another factor that affects storage in agricultural production. When the environment is dry, produce lasts long in the store. Temperature. Certain agricultural produce, such as milk and meat, are best stored at chilling temperature of below 0 degree. This temperature renders the microorganisms that cause spoilage of agricultural produce inactive. Therefore, when stored at this temperature of below 0 degree, agricultural produce lasts longer. Now we'll be highlighting some examples of storage facilities. The first of which we'll be talking about is the barn. The barn is a facility that is traditionally used to store yam tubers. It is made of a network of horizontal and vertical poles with thatched roof. Each tuber is individually tied to this framework of poles in such a way that there is minimal contact between individual yams. Barns provide proper ventilation and moderate temperature for the storage of yams. Cribs are another storage facility used in agricultural production. They are used to store cereal grains such as maize and guinea corn. They are made up of wooden materials with thatched roofing or corrugated zinc. It should be raised 1.2 meters above the ground in order to prevent rodents from climbing, as well as placing inverted cones on the stand. Rombos are another storage facility used in northern Nigeria in storing grain crops. They are very remote and are not common in the storage of agricultural produce, especially in southern Nigeria. Silos. Silos are very expensive storage facilities. They are mostly used by government agencies, large-scale farmers, and cooperative societies. They are made up of materials such as aluminium and steel. They are airtight and they are used to preserve grains in good condition for over a year. Silos can contain 1,000 tons of grains. Refrigerators and cold rooms are another storage facility used to store agricultural produce such as meat, milk, fruits, and vegetables. The methodology behind storage in refrigerators and cold room is that of chilling temperature, which is below 0 degree, and this renders microorganisms that cause spoilage inactive. In agricultural production, we also use bins, which include plastic drums or containers in storing agricultural produce. The produce that can be stored in these bins include cereal, oil, and also dried pepper. Jute bags are a common storage material. Cereal crops such as rice and beans can be stored in jute bags. It makes transportation of this produce very easy, as well as not requiring a high level of technology. Furthermore, baskets are another storage material used in storing agricultural produce such as tomatoes. A basket of tomatoes is a local site in most of our markets in Nigeria. Now, I want to talk about the problem of storage of agricultural produce. Some of the problems encountered in storing agricultural produce include the high cost of construction of these storage facilities. Silos are very expensive to construct, and they are an example of this problem. Also, the nature of produce. Some produce are highly perishable and therefore very difficult to store. Examples include fruits as well as vegetables. The effect of climate on food produce is also one example of problems in agricultural storage. Also, pest and rodent attacks is a menace that occurs during storage of agricultural produce. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Hope you learned and enjoyed the lesson. We talked about storage, the problems of storage. We highlighted several storage facilities as well as the importance of storage. As future agriculturists, we must ensure that we practice this knowledge, because a nation that is not fed will not move forward. Bye bye. See you in class.